Hey everybody, yesterday Justin Verlander signed with the San Francisco Giants for 1 year and $15 million. Really interesting signing, actually. Last year he had a really bad year. He had an almost 6 ERA and minus negative .3 WAR or something. And he wasn't even on the playoff roster for Houston in the wild card round. Of course, they got bounced by Detroit. But very sort of forgettable year, and you could see it going two ways for me. Was he either retires or sort of like a retirement because no one wants him, or he goes back to his original team, Detroit Tigers, as sort of like a last hurrah type thing. I will say it's interesting. He got $15 million. That's pretty high. I think Greinke on his first year with the Royals, or with the Royals, got like 13, and then the next year was 8, I think it was. So it's about how much, sort of like an aging veteran, returning, he's not returning to San Francisco, but, going to another team would be for 1 year. But I do think probably Detroit Tigers didn't want to play in that price range, because that is a lot. And Verlander definitely had a worse last year than Greinke did when he went over to Kansas City. But anyway, I'm just comparing them two because they're both really great future Hall of Fame pitchers that their career is almost over. Well, Greinke's, at least it seems like it is. So pretty interesting move. San Francisco is making a lot of moves. I think it's really cool that Buster Posey is the GM now, having a former iconic player be the GM and in charge of running the team and stuff is really fun. Cause that feels very old school, So I'm interested to see where the Giants go as well, just in the future and this year and stuff. But I will say that it's an interesting situation now for Max Scherzer, who is in a very similar boat where he didn't have an amazing last year. He's a free agent. He's one of those sort of I say the four, pitchers of I guess now it's last era, but and that would be not in this order, but Kershaw, Scherzer, Verlander, and Greinke, and he is one of those guys that's probably only has if a year left, because he's still not signed, but if he wants to pitch again, then probably a year or two left, Max Scherzer is definitely a guy I'd love to see the Cubs get in on. I know I'm wearing my Diamondbacks jersey, but I would really like to see, because I feel like that's a lot of upside. But at 15 plus, because I'd have to imagine Scherzer goes for a little more than 15, or a little more than Verlander, especially if he sees that payday. I think he'll probably ask for more, and he might just want he might not care about the money at this point. He might just want to be somewhere where he's comfortable at and stuff. So, and that could have been a factor for Verlander as well. But yeah, really interesting. Finally, some more news for baseball, because it was kind of, after, during the holiday and stuff, it kind of dies down. So, but yeah, really interesting, really cool. Excited to see what else happens. We've got a month and a half or 2 months until pitchers and catchers report, which is sort of the start of spring training, the start of baseball coming back. So that'll be fun. And yeah, I'll keep you guys up to date with any other baseball news, interesting stuff that's happening. But yeah, pretty slow right now. But Verlander, the Giants, interested to see how he does. I hope he has a comeback, because I don't want him to go out like that. I don't want him to go out sitting on the bench in the dugout, watching the Astros lose the wild card. That was a rough look, especially not being on the roster and everything. So, we'll see what happens. All right, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye. Well, that was my thumb.